Hello and welcome to Nourishing Chi with Dr. Hannah. I'm Hannah, and today we're going to do a simple sequence to help feel the fun and feel the benefits of a Qigong practice. So we're going to begin with a gesture called flowing motion. And with all of these sequences, we can do them standing, seated, or even lying down. So if mobility or space limitation is an issue, we can always modify the practice to meet your needs. So with flowing motion, we're going to begin with feet about hip distance apart. And we want to feel rooted and really connected with the earth. And so we place our weight on what's called the bubbling well acupoint, which is a point at the ball of the foot right between the first and the second toe. And so that's where we can particularly feel that rootedness and connection with the earth, and then feeling a nice connection through each of your toes and through the heel. From there, we have a slight bend in the knees, and then the spine is long. So the head is lifted, and there's a point in the back of the head called the external occipital protuberance, which is the outermost point. And if you think about pressing that point back and up, that will naturally lift the head slightly, elongating the spine, which is the effect that we're looking for. So as we elongate vertically, and then we elongate horizontally across the collarbones, feeling them widened and reaching laterally, we then create a space. And we create a space for the breath to enter in and to fill our lungs more completely. So taking a deep breath here, a nice big inhale, followed by a complete exhale. And so that's the kind of Qigong breath that we're looking for in a practice, is a full inhale, expanding the lungs vertically as well as horizontally, and then exhaling fully, and maybe even drawing your navel, your belly button, in towards the spine slightly. So with these things in mind, we can begin our flowing motion. And in this, we raise the hands, palms face up to the height of about the shoulders, and then we turn the palms facing down and lower the arms again. So palms face up, arms raise up, breathe in. Palms face down, arms lower down, breathe out. Breathing in, raising, breathing out, lowering. And we begin to rock the body as well. So shifting the weight forward on the inhale, coming into the tippy toes, and then shifting the weight back into the heels on the exhale. So now our movement is involving the whole body. And as we breathe in, we almost feel like we could lift off here. And as we breathe out, we settle and root back into the earth. Breathing in, lifting off. Breathing out, settling back down. And so this flowing motion encourages a flow in the systems of our body. And so we have the flow of our blood, both arterial and venous. We have the flow of our lymphatics as they drain back into the venous system. We have the flow of our breath, right? Inhaling and exhaling. And there are many other subtle rhythms as this that are coursing through the body at all times. And they help to regulate the functions of the body. And so as we're able to sync these rhythms together, right, something called coherence, As we develop a state of coherence of these rhythms in our body, it brings the feelings that we have in our body to a more harmonious place, a place where we feel more balanced, more at peace, and more whole. And so if this is something you're looking for in your life, then I highly recommend a regular Qigong practice. And then we can broaden this concept of flow and expand it into our own lives. And so not only can we have more flow in our body processes, but maybe we can have more flow in our life processes, in the decisions that we make, right? In our life events, how we deal and move through our days. Dealing with the challenges that arise, the unexpected happenings, right? Do we get stuck or do we find a way through? Just like the flowing water of a river or stream, do we find another route around that obstruction? And so the practice of Qigong allows us to feel that flow in our bodies, which we can then apply into a flow through our life. Good. And I do have a chair here. So if you were doing this practice in a chair, and it could look something like this. So our feet still find their points of groundedness, of rooting into the earth. And then the spine is still elongated, the head lifted from that occipital protuberance. The shoulders are broad. And then we inhale, shift the weight forward slightly. And exhale, shifting the weight back. So again, adapting these practices into any position that works for you, or imagine if you are at work, say, and sitting at a computer desk and maybe are unable to get up, you can take even 30 seconds to do some flowing motion and incorporate that into your day. Good. So next we're going to do one that I think is lovely for waking up. So whether waking up in the morning or when you're feeling sleepy in the afternoon, again, you can be seated doing this practice. So for the arms, what we're going to do is just slightly interlace them, and we're going to raise them up to the face. And at the face, we turn the palms so that they're flipped and still facing upwards. And then we press strongly up, and we press strongly to the sides and out to a T. And here we float the arms down. So this gesture is called holding up and separating the sky, right? So we hold it up and we separate. And then we relax from our hard work. And if we were to add the breath here, it could look something like this. So we exhale and we press up. We continue to exhale as we press wide here. And then when we reach the T with the arms, we can relax the arms and inhale all the way until we bring them up back towards our heart center. And then we flip them again and we exhale and we press, pressing deeply and strongly all the way out to the T. And we inhale here and relax the arms down. interlacing them. We exhale and hold the sky up and separate it, parting the clouds. And breathe in, we relax. And breathing out, we press. Inhale. And exhale. And so doing about 2 minutes for each practice can be a nice place to start. And you're certainly welcome to do any of these practices for longer if that's what your body feels like it needs any given day. So one more time here, we'll press up and press out wide and inhale, relax. And we'll breathe the hands in up to the height of the chest, and then exhale, we let them settle in the lap again. Good. So next we're going to do just a demonstration to show the effects of what we're trying to build, which is the flow of qi, right, or the energy capacity of the body. And we want a nice free-flowing system so that way our parts, right, can function optimally, and we can have the greatest capacity for healing and growth. So let's just take the knuckles, our nail beds, and we're gonna rub them together vigorously, just back and forth like that. Just rub them as vigorously as you can. We're gonna build a little bit of heat here. Hopefully your cuticles are intact. And we're gonna rub just a few more seconds. Then we're gonna pause. And take a deep breath and notice what you feel. Right, for me, I feel that heat that's been generated, and I feel a little bit of tingling and buzzing in my fingertips and nail beds. So this is a demonstration of the qi that we're generating. And so we can create this similar effect through our whole body by finding our grounding, and then we're just going to start bending at the knees gently and easily, but find a nice rhythm of a bounce. And notice here, if I just hold my forearms out, look at what my hands are doing, right? So they're bobbing up and down. And so we can imagine what's going on internally to our organs, our viscera, right? Our organs hang from our spinal column, and a lot of times they can get weighed down by the effects of gravity. And so giving them this nice bounce can help lift and elevate again, right? To lighten the load and lighten the burden that's placed upon them, and give them more space to move and to breathe and to function, right? A lot of these organs have to squeeze and move, and right, the intestines are digesting and trying to push food through, and it can't do it if it's all cramped up. So by bouncing, we create a space and we create a lift for those tissues to function again. And so we can bounce at a nice steady pace. You can decide to pick it up a little bit and bounce a little faster. And any of it is all good. So going at a pace that feels comfortable for you and that respects where your body is today. And so we can get really crazy and go super fast for just a few seconds. And then we can slow it down and feel that vibration, right? Feel the reverberation of that practice in our body. Again, feeling that tingling or buzzing sensation, but now I'm noticing it through my whole hand, my wrists, my forearms, my upper arms, into my thighs and calves. And then again, the more that we practice this method, right? We are generating improved flow through our whole body at an even greater degree the longer we practice and the more consistently through our week. So for this one, also, if you are sitting, this can be done seated as well. And so I can generate that bouncing effect by kind of moving as if I were going to get off my seat, but just a few millimeters, right? And then I sit back down. So you can generate that, maybe finding a lift in your shoulders to help raise the body up. And so that's the kind of bounce we can do while seated in a chair. Okay, and then the last practice we're going to do is called picking cherries. And for this one, I'm going to keep my hips moving towards the earth. So I'm going to reach up. If I mirror you, this is your left hand. So we're reaching up with the left, then the left hip is going to be reaching down towards the ground. And then as I reach up, I bend to the opposite side as if I'm picking a delicious fruit and bringing it back to my mouth, right? Or gather it in my bag. And then we're going to go to the other side. So right hand reaches up and across, right hip roots down into the earth, reaching, collecting that fruit and saving it for a time when it's needed. Right, so reaching up, picking the cherry. Maybe for you, you want to pick some apples or mangoes, oranges or avocados. There's many options if you have a favorite. This is a nice side bending stretch, opening up the entire lateral channel of our bodies. Right, and this can be done standing. So again, if I'm reaching across to the left, then that right hip is rooting into the earth while I reach. And same for the other direction. Breathing, so maybe breathing in as I reach, and exhaling as I bring that fruit down, inhaling as I reach, and exhaling as I bring that fruit down. Okay. So I hope you enjoy this introductory practice session of Qigong with me, and I hope that you have a most blessed and wonderful day. Thank you very much.